When I was about 14 or 15, I had a really good friend of mine that I really looked up to. His name was Sean Mondelli. We played on the same soccer team, and for the longest time, Sean Mondelli was a part of the Olympic Development Program, was a real high potential soccer star in the state of Kentucky. Since I was a little bit, I'm not really sure of myself, his friendship really helped me because he was really popular and I had some self-esteem issues, as hard as that is to imagine, and he befriended me. And it put me into a circle of friends that I'd never been with before. But one of the things I didn't realize is Sean and his parents had a really bad habit with drugs and alcohol. So around 14 or 15, we would hit up our parents and get some money to go to the arcade back before PS3s, Xboxes, and all that, when you went to the arcade. So Sean would hook up with somebody and would get some stuff, and without really knowing what I was doing, I just went along with Sean. What I didn't realize is kind of the lesson I've started to learn as I've gotten older, which is, the devil really knows your weaknesses, and he sees them. He's a student of people, and he's watched and he's studied you guys, and he knew that I had some issues. So what he did was he held out something that I thought would be everything, and that was a little bit of popularity and, quite honestly, a whole different world that kind of drugs and alcohol can put you in. When they say after you do this you'll never be the same, it's true. Drugs and alcohol are that powerful. They really kind of distort the way you look at things. So the devil kind of handed out this popularity. You're going to be hanging out with a potential superstar in soccer. We ended up being 12th in the nation on our soccer team. We were the only team in Kentucky that was nationally ranked, and we just had it all going. But what I didn't realize was the whole time I was taking the candy, let's say it's a Kit Kat. Kit Kats are good. They market them really well, they have a cool package, they look really good, there's cool cartoons with people with kung fu grip, and they're eat Kit Kat, wait. And it looks really good. What I didn't realize is God was on the other hand, but what was in his hand looked more like a milk dud. And I don't know if you've ever seen or eaten a milk dud, but it's a dud. No pun intended. So my whole life I saw this sweet fancy stuff, Kit Kat. And the whole time God was holding out family, husband, father in one hand. At 16, 17 years old, I could care less about that. My dad was a jerk, he was a deadbeat. My stepdad was abusive and could care less about me. So that didn't look very appealing. Hence, milk dud. But what I didn't know was God made me. He knew me. All of us know this verse, but in Jeremiah 29, when it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you," I didn't realize that took the shape of a milk dud. But the beautiful thing about God, because he made me, and he knows what my body craves and what I really love in this world, he knew that the milk dud would be my favorite candy. Now, it didn't come packaged. It in no way, shape, or form looked as cool as the party. Let's just be very honest about that. It in no way looked as good as everything else. So the alcohol, the trying to sleep with girls to get some props and respect from the other guys, none of that was as good as when I finally tasted the milk. That took a long time for me to understand. Years of my life passed by. About 12 to 13 years of my life went by where I literally was either, and I'm sorry to say it, either drunk or stoned for 12 years straight. Like every day. I know it's hard to imagine. And the devil was laughing as he watched my ways, or watched my life just blow away. So this is why I'm telling you this. I lost a lot of my life because I bit into a lie. And I don't want you to miss out on what I get to experience every day. And you may or may not be able to see this, but I carry it as a wallpaper on my phone. And every day, I see the wonderful smiles of my little boy and my little girl, and their smiles, and a little thumb sucking. And every day, I come home to screaming kids that run up and hug my knees and say, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." My little girl says, "Spin me, Daddy, spin me." My little boy wants to wrestle and do noogies and headlocks. And when I was a 16-year-old boy, getting stoned and playing video games seemed better than that. I didn't know. I didn't have anybody telling me this. I didn't have anybody that honestly believed was sincere and really and truly spoke truth. I've got kids, y'all. Beautiful kids, wonderful kids that would have never happened if God hadn't intervened and saved me. So, while you still got a chance to get the upper hand on the devil and not let him take away parts of your life you can't get back, don't believe the lie. A milk dud can't be that good. So, just for the record though, I hate milk duds, probably a bad analogy, but I think you get my ticket. I'm Patrick Martin, and I know what I'm talking about. Love you guys.